We all know the legend. The seven-time Mr. Olympia who became the world's biggest movie star. The Terminator who became the Governator. He's the Austrian immigrant who conquered every mountain he set his mind to, and his story is practically etched into our culture. But that's the past. It's 2025 now, and the real question isn't about what he did, but what he does. What does the life of a 77-year-old icon actually look like right now? How does a man who has already achieved everything just keep going? We're about to show you the complete life of a legend in 2025. From the intense 5 a.m. workouts that would still humble guys half his age, to his wild collection of cars and a real estate portfolio that quietly grew into a massive empire. This is the ultimate look at how Arnold Schwarzenegger maintains his iconic status and fortune today. To understand the empire, you have to understand a man who built it. Born in the tiny post-war village of Thal, Austria, in 1947, Arnold Schwarzenegger's beginnings were anything but glamorous. His father was a local police chief, and the family lived a strict, disciplined life. It was this tough environment that forged his unbreakable will to succeed. He saw bodybuilding as his golden ticket, a one-way pass to America, and a life he could only dream of. His fascination started after seeing the British troops who occupied his village after the war. He was mesmerized by the guys driving the tanks. That memory would come full circle decades later. He famously won his first Mr. Universe title at just 20 years old and went on to completely dominate the sport, winning the Mr. Olympia title an incredible 7 times. But bodybuilding was never the final goal. It was the launch pad. He got to America and, with that same relentless focus, decided to break into Hollywood. And despite his thick accent and a physique that casting directors called too big, he shattered every expectation. Roles in Conan the Barbarian and the Terminator turned him into a global phenomenon. To date, his films have generated a staggering $5.5 billion at the box office. Then he did the unthinkable all over again, pivoting to politics and serving 2 terms as the 38th Governor of California. It was a role where he famously gave up an estimated $200 million in potential movie paydays, and even refused his official salary. This journey, from a small Austrian village to the peak of bodybuilding, Hollywood, and politics, is a foundation his entire lifestyle is built on. It's a masterclass in turning discipline into dollars, and fame into a financial fortress. All right, let's talk numbers. What does a lifetime of conquering industries actually add up to? As of 2025, Arnold Schwarzenegger's net worth is a hot topic. Some reputable sources estimated around $850 million. However, multiple reports, including from outlets like Forbes, suggest his fortune may have put him in the billionaires club, somewhere between $1.10 and $1.2 billion. This insane figure wasn't just earned on movie sets. It was strategically built through some of the smartest business moves in Hollywood history. While he earned an estimated $500 million from his film career alone, the real genius was how he structured his deals. Take the 1988 comedy Twins. Instead of a salary, Schwarzenegger negotiated for a percentage of the film's profits. When the movie became a surprise blockbuster, his total earnings were reportedly more than $40 million over time, a massive payday. For Terminator 3, he commanded a cool $29.5 million upfront fee plus bonuses. But acting salaries are only half the story. Arnold was already a millionaire before most people knew his name, all thanks to an obsession with real estate. When he first came to the U.S., he poured his bodybuilding prize money into apartment buildings in Santa Monica, smartly buying, fixing, and flipping properties. By the time he was 25, he'd already built a real estate fortune. However, the masterstroke of his financial career might be an investment very few people know about. It's been widely reported that in 1996, he acquired a stake in an investment firm called Dimensional Fund Advisors. Back then, the firm managed around $12 billion. Today, it manages over $700 billion. While the details are private and unconfirmed, that stake is rumored to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars alone, forming a massive cornerstone of his wealth. He was also an early investor in companies like Google and has launched countless successful businesses, from the global Arnold Sports Festival to the supplement company Ladder, which he co-founded with LeBron James. It's this mix of Hollywood fame and Wall Street smarts that sets Arnold apart from almost every other actor on the planet. When you build an empire this big, you need a few fortresses. Arnold's primary home is a sprawling mansion in the super-exclusive Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. This isn't just a house. It's a 6-acre private sanctuary where he still lives today. The estate has sweeping ocean views, a championship tennis court, a resort-style pool, and of course, a world-class gym. The home itself features 7 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms, with a rustic, canyon-style design that feels both huge and surprisingly down-to-earth. This is where you'll often see him on social media, feeding his pet donkey Lulu and miniature horse Whiskey, who are famous for just roaming the lawns. This Brentwood mansion is the crown jewel, but it's built on a foundation of decades of smart real estate plays. His strategy started back in the 70s with multi-unit apartment buildings in Santa Monica. He'd buy a 6-unit building, trade up to a 12-unit, then a 36-unit, constantly rolling his profits into bigger and bigger properties. Today, his real estate holdings go far beyond his personal homes. He owns a vast commercial real estate portfolio that includes office buildings, high-end retail spaces, and even reported stakes in properties like the Waldorf Astoria in Beverly Hills, and a major shopping mall in Columbus, Ohio. For Arnold, property was never just a place to live. It's a real, wealth-generating asset that has been key to building his empire. A man like Arnold needs vehicles that match his larger-than-life personality, and his car collection does not disappoint. It's a wild mix of raw power, European luxury, and a surprising focus on a green future. First, you have the symbols of pure muscle. He's famous for his love of Hummers, and is a guy credited with convincing AM General to make the first civilian model, the Hummer H1, just so he could own one. His collection has also included military-style vehicles like a Mercedes-Benz Unimog, a massive truck that looks more home on a battlefield than a highway. But the undisputed king of his garage, the vehicle that perfectly sums up the man, is his M47 Patton tank, weighing around 50 tons. What makes this tank so special? It's the very same model he drove as a young man during his mandatory military service in Austria back in 1965. He actually tracked it down and bought it in the 90s. While he sometimes uses it to crush things for charity, he mainly uses it to give rides to kids in his after-school programs. Beyond the heavy metal, his garage is filled with refined luxury. He's owned a Bugatti Veyron, one of the fastest street-legal cars in the world, along with a Bentley Continental GT convertible, a Porsche 911 Turbo, and Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG Roadster. But in recent years, the former governor who passed major environmental laws has put his money where his mouth is. He's become a huge advocate for electric vehicles, working with Austrian company Chrysler Electric to create a custom all-electric Hummer H1 and an electric Mercedes G-Wagon. He was also one of the first people to own a Tesla Roadster. His garage in 2025 is a mirror of his life. It honors his powerful past while investing in a cleaner future. So, how does the man who built this empire still operate at 77? The answer is a routine forged from a lifetime of discipline. For Arnold, the day still starts before the sun, right around 5 a.m. First thing on the agenda is fitness. The man is a machine of habit. His workouts aren't about lifting the absolute heaviest weights anymore, but about consistency and staying healthy for the long haul. He often starts with a 45 to 60-minute bike ride, followed by a weight session. In his prime, he was famous for working out twice a day, and even now, he trains 6 days a week, sometimes still hitting the gym twice a day, with Sunday as his rest day. A typical training split might be chest and back in the morning, then legs, calves, and abs in the evening, followed by shoulders and arms the next day. He focuses on moderate weight, perfect form, and high volume, often using supersets, like jumping from a chest press straight into a set of pull-ups to keep the intensity up. He still loves the classic compound movements that build his physique: squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses. This relentless dedication isn't just about looking good. It's the engine that drives his entire life. You can't out-train a bad diet, and Arnold's nutrition has evolved just as much as his workouts. After several heart surgeries, he famously shifted his diet, and now says it's about 80% plant-based. He made the change for health and longevity a huge shift from the steak and egg-filled plates of his bodybuilding days. Now, that doesn't mean he's a strict vegan. He's been clear that he has a flexible approach and still eats some meat and eggs. He avoids red meat but will have leaner proteins like chicken or fish, alongside plenty of vegetables, salads, and oats. One of his daily staples is a custom protein shake. The recipe often includes almond milk. He says he hates cow's milk, cherry juice, a banana, and protein powder. Sometimes, he'll even throw in a raw, unfertilized egg for an extra nutrient kick. This diet, combined with his tough training and a solid 6 to 7 hours of sleep per night, is a fuel that keeps the Terminator running strong in 2025. So, from his massive bank account to his shockingly disciplined daily routine, that is the life of Arnold Schwarzenegger today. It's a powerful testament to what relentless drive can build. If you're inspired by stories of incredible success and want more breakdowns of how the icons live, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. When you look at Arnold Schwarzenegger in 2025, you see more than just an actor or a politician. You see a complete system, a life built on a foundation of unshakable self-belief and a work ethic that has never, ever faded. His houses, his cars, and his net worth aren't just symbols of wealth. They're monuments of philosophy, the belief that if you have a clear vision, a solid plan, and the discipline to execute it day after day, you can build any life you can possibly imagine. From a small village in Austria to a global empire, Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't just live the American dream. He smashed all expectations and proved that for a true legend, there is no final chapter. He just keeps writing the next one.